Hi guys, LordOfPondtail here again with another video for Rise of Empires Ice and Fire. As you can see on my screen today, we have a message on the system mail and it starts with Reign of Chaos event begins. So that can mean only one thing. Our first season of Eden has started in states 41 to 56 and it's time to do day one of Eden. So let's have a look. We're going to take our specialization reset as you do at the start of every Reign of Chaos season. That will be in the Rise of Empire Studio inbox in your mail. And how do we get started for Eden? Well, surprisingly enough, the first element you're going to want to do is your R5 is going to want to place your alliance centers on your own map. So we have 4 alliance centers here for earned in state 55. If I just zoom out so you can see there the 4 alliance centers as you would have for a normal Reign of Chaos season. And as you would usually, you're going to want to place your buildings, so your frontline workshop, coalition base camp, and then however many assault and barricade fortresses you have. As usual, they're going to require stone to do that. But the big difference for Eden, as I place my buildings, and I'm just doing this in my Pond Solo account, my second C25. I've already done this for my main. Now, the big difference is that your alliance centers just remain in your state and they're not going to be affected by any battles in Eden. So these are purely just for the functionality of the game, leveling them up as you would in your previous seasons of Reign of Chaos, so that you can increase your manufacturing of materials, upgrade your coalition base camps for your increased loyalty. And we'll have a quick look at that in a second. So as you can see, same as before, your buildings will require stone to place them. So just make sure, and obviously the higher the level of AC, the more stone is required to place one of your buildings around it. So make sure you do have a good 10 to 15,000 stone in your account ready to go. So this is the 4th coalition base camp, so we'll just pop that in there. And you're ready to go in terms of your Reign of Chaos buildings. Here is where the differences start to begin. So if we click on events into Reign of Chaos, and you will see here Season X Rising, 41 days until tally. And it's asking you to enter. So we're going to go. And what's going to happen now, you might have just seen there, if you are going to be teleported to a separate map, the Eden map. Moving your castle has similar effects if you move to another state. So if you have any legions gathering or any legions in National Quest, they're going to get removed from that. So that's something to bear in mind. And we're just getting some instructions here. The closer to the center, the richer the resources. So this is in terms of the resource tiles, similar to Reign of Chaos previous seasons. Set the center region in your crosshair and make it yours. The ancient forces caused the non-function of a lot of stuff. My lord, let's check the list below. So this is going to make a few elements of the Eden map different. There are different rules here. So due to the mysterious forces in the ancient battlefield, some items cannot be used. Relocation can only be on your own territories. Attack can only attack connected targets. Peace shield cannot be used. March and speed up could not be used. Healing all wounded goes into the coalition base camp. So that's the same as before. When you're taking tiles, then they will go into your coalition base camp where you can heal them. Relocation, you can't use teleports on an Eden map. You have to have 4 adjoined cells or tiles, and then you can move your castle there, but it takes a period of time. Attack, similar to in Reign of Chaos, where you can launch a destroyer shout at a castle that is or a Reign of Chaos shout, sorry, that is adjacent to, if there's a tile adjacent to the enemy castle. In Eden, your enemy can attack your castle themselves with their own legions if they have an adjoining connected tile to your castle. So that is a real big thing to bear in mind. And then peace shield cannot be used. Your standard peace shields, whether it's 8, 12, 24 hours or 3 days, are not possible to be used in Eden. But there is a form of shield which we'll look at in a second. So we'll click got it on here. So Isabella's telling us, my lord, let's work on the first territory. And again, similar to Reign of Chaos, other previous seasons, it's going to ask us to occupy a territory. So we'll do that. And we get victory. This process, I'm not going to dwell on it, guys. This is exactly the same as before. You need to take tiles, upgrade your coalition bases to increase your loyalty, and then you're going to want to progress so you can take up to level 16 tiles. What is different? So you'll see my town has lost its alliance tag. So if we go into Reign of Chaos, and at the bottom here you have quest, seasonal challenge, guild, and season rewards. If you click on guild, it will allow you to apply to any of the guilds that have been set up in this area. And what will happen is that your R5 will set up a guild. And as you can see, the guilds are initially capped at 100, but as the instructions Eden insinuate, guild numbers can increase with time. Obviously, I'm a undisputed player. I have the option to apply to other places, but I'm not going to. I am going to stick with my friends from my same alliance. But you don't have to. There is the option in Eden, on the Eden map, to join a different alliance. So it's just something to bear in mind that you do have those options available. And all of these other guilds are going to be fighting in the same territories as you. So I'm going to apply, and you can put a description if they don't know who you are. So I'm going to apply for undisputed. Hopefully that's done. You'll know once it's been accepted, because similar to being in an alliance, you'll get a tag next to your town. So as you can see, I'm next to an RXM player. So this is where Eden is a bit random. You will land in the same portion of the map. So if we zoom out, this is what an Eden map looks like. And there are different buildings, towns, the capital. Each of these have different values which go towards your season score. If you look, all of my fellow guild members are in this part of the map as well. So you all start, I believe it looks like you all start in the same map, but as you can see, we're all spread out. And you will just teleport next to potentially anyone else. If you look up here, RXN, it looks, it's like a ghost castle. So that means that he will be back in state 53. He would have exited Eden. Anyone else? So Lucky is in Eden with me, but is shielded. And as you can see, let's just talk about shielding. As you can see, initially I have a shield. So if we click on town buffs, seasonal protection, the first 8 hours that you join, you will get the seasonal protection of a shield for 8 hours. After that, you can obtain a castle shield, but there are a couple of caveats to it. You have to charge it for 2 hours, and then it will last for only 8 hours. While the shield is on, you cannot be attacked by others, but also while the shield is charging and is on, you can't take any tiles. So if we look over here, Lord Robin 88 from Undisputed, one of my good friends in the game, he is charging his shield. He's got just over 10 minutes remaining, and then he will have a shield in the game area for 8 hours. What else to talk about? Well, obviously you start in one area. What are you going to do to move to these other areas? If you click, you'll see there's multiple small buildings like this, and these, if you click on it, this is a gate, and you want to move to the gates so that you can move into and defeat the guardians at the gate and move into the adjacent territory. So you can move to, and the idea is that you would move, well, for the most powerful alliances, they're going to be wanting to move closer to the center of the map through the levels, and it is similar to Reign of Chaos in that there are 4 different levels of tiles, and you make your way, the closer you get to the middle of the map, the higher the level of tiles are, the higher the loyalty you're going to need. The difference with Eden is you do need some really high loyalty to be able to move through the gates and also take these cities and towns which are on the map. So you can see here we have this small white icon. If we click on it, that's a city zone, and you can occupy it. But that start, as you can see, there's a start time icon on it, and you're not going to be able to try and attack that city until reset of day 1. If we go back out onto the map and have a look at a slightly bigger, so this is a slightly larger, again, city zone. And if we view, so very high guard power, 5.5 million, 5,600 rebel zeal, so you're going to need 5,600 loyalty to attack it. And these are the kind of you need to, so your guild, will need to take those town city zones, which will then in turn increase your occupation values, and that's what the rewards are based on for Eden, is your occupation values. So the more towns and cities, or even the capital, or if you can take the capital, then that's going to increase your occupation rating and give you better rewards. If we look on the Reign of Chaos screen, it's got the similar selections for, you need to use your specialization. You've got your honor structures to upgrade, exactly the same as before. Territory as well, with taking the tiles. And on the season, there is also a couple of things. So you've still got the quests for the season missions, and you also have seasonal challenge. Seasonal challenge is an interesting element to Eden. As you level up, you're going to gain rewards here. So at level 1, I've gained an expand plan. If you look on the right here, there's also a locked feature, which is for elite rewards, and elite is unfortunately a paid premium item, but from players that I know that have already played Seasons of Eden, they do advise that it's definitely good value for money. So let's have a look at what's involved with this. So purchase Elite Challenge Invitation to get those additional rewards from so you would get all these additional items as well in rewards from doing the challenges in the seasonal challenge. Along with that, you're going to unlock all elite. So you're unlocking all elite rewards over $1,000 total value, including seasonal exclusive Legion skin. Obtain seasonal XP pool privilege, over 80 million hero XP and honor XP awaits you. Enables challenge points purchase privilege. Frontline workshop production speed plus 20%. Coalition base camp healing plus 20%. An extra 300% cap on your regeneration serum. And territory abandon time is 5 minutes quicker. So a lot of that is similar to the previous extras that you could purchase during Reign of Chaos. In the quest, so this is how you're going to gain your points to level up in the challenge. And you can see here there's multiple different elements to it, and some of them are time-based, they're going to unlock. some things. So let's have a look. Territory expansion, occupy any territory 50 times. That's going to get you 100 challenge points. If you look here, you need 200 challenge points in the first level. Another one here, claim influence value rewards 10 times, occupy 10 enemy territories, reach 5,000 influence value. So all these kind of things that we've seen similar-ish before in Reign of Chaos, but they've just kind of put it into a whole new element for you to take effect with. And also in privilege, so this is, I think, if you unlock the elite package, you get processing queue, or maybe it's not available yet, I'm not sure. Processing queue increase, so you get an extra one. Territory marching speed 50%, territory abandoned timer decrease 600, coalition base camp healing speed increase 20%, frontline workshop production speed increase 50%, and regeneration, 300. So I think that is the elite package. Obviously, it doesn't say a time frame on it. The previous packages available during Reign of Chaos 1 to 4, they were a weekly thing. I would assume that this is actually for the whole season, as it's saying you just unlock the elite challenge, and that runs out and that finishes in 48 days at the end of the season. So that looks like a pretty good deal on the seasonal challenge elite. And to be honest, guys, that's everything about the basic mechanics for day one. At reset, it looks like you're going to be able to try and take gates and other things. It's going to be a really interesting week, what happens in terms of the functionality and everything else. One thing to note is that in this state, so you do have province chat. So everyone that is in the Eden map can be chatting, similar as if you were in your own state, or if you were teleported during a kill event to another state, or during a Reign of Chaos event in the previous seasons. On Eden, it has its own separate province chat. And for today, at least, I know that the alliances in this section of the map, at least, have agreed on a nap, so there won't be any attacks on each other's castles. So that's an interesting, couple of interesting elements to think about. One last thing, obviously you entered the Eden map. You must be conscious, it's very important, while you're in the Eden map, and this is the zone that your account is logged into, then if you're not shielded, then your castle can be attacked as normal. And obviously you can't put on a 3-day shield, etc. So to leave safely, you'll need to go back into events, Reign of Chaos, and then just click the exit button, and you'll see that it will load up back into your home state, and then your castle will be a ghost castle on that side, but it can't be hit. Obviously, not a lot of detail about the specifics of Eden in this video today, guys. It is day one for me. I just wanted to show you the real basic functionalities of what you're going to have to do, particularly for those players that are in the newer states, and Eden's going to be a few months away. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taster in this video of the very basics for day one, and then hopefully moving forward in the coming weeks during our first season, I'll be able to give better explanations of the mechanics of the game, so that when you guys are getting closer to your first Eden season, you'll have a reasonable idea of what you need to do. So I hope you found this video informative, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all the subscriptions to the channel and support that I've been receiving. Don't forget to please subscribe, ring that bell, place any comments that you have below, like and share, and I will see you guys again soon.